Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Jay, back again with another video. We're going to go ahead and finish out the planets and the elements here, talking about Uranus through Pluto. I kind of noticed that I used the word hope, just a good amount, not too much and stuff like that, but I'm definitely trying to cut that out. So I know that everybody's doing good out there in a good space, and if you're not in a good space, you're going through some stuff that's going to put you in the space that you need to be in, alright? So yeah, let's get started. We're going to go ahead and start with Uranus. Uranus is, to me, it just pretty much represents like individual freedom for that generation, or even for yourself. Definitely like the house that it's in is you're probably going to feel the most impact of that Uranus energy and stuff like that, of just really finding individual freedom. And I feel like Uranus as well, it's kind of like, to me, it's like the mad scientist and stuff like that, like very experimental, like like very, very experimental, a lot of science and stuff like that. Just kind of seeing what works and stuff like that. That's what individuality is kind of all about, seeing what works for you and stuff like that, experimenting, experiences, stuff like that, So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, we're going to start with, go through for the outer planets, we're going to go through the signs and stuff like that instead of like the elements pretty much. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start with Uranus and Scorpio. For me, Uranus is exalted in Scorpio, so they're really going to tap into that energy pretty heavily, Scorpios, that Uranus energy of being an individual, being pretty free, like Scorpio as well, like they're very mystic and stuff like that, like they're very occult-like, with their magic, and that witch energy is very prevalent, with Scorpio and that 8th house and stuff like that. So yeah, it goes well with Uranus, and that experimental nature and stuff like that, kind of seeing what works for them and stuff like that, and things of that nature. So yeah, with Uranus and Scorpio, like this generation is really going to be based upon like, deep emotions, going deep within themselves for deep transformation and stuff like that, transforming themselves, as well as just like, very intense like natures and stuff like that, very intense with their emotions, intense passion about life, as about being an individual, about being free, and stuff like that, feeling free, being themselves. Yeah, like I said, very mystic, very very occult-like, like very experimental, very experimental like and stuff like that, so that's like pretty much going to represent like what that generation is pretty much all about, as individuals. They're really just like bringing in the new, a lot of rebirth, very rebellious, yeah, very passionate and determined, so yeah, moving on to Uranus and Sagittarius. If this is you and this generation, I feel like this is really going to be about like a collection of original ideas, creating new formulas. I feel like here they're going to have like an abundance of experiences, abundance of knowledge, and they definitely probably have an abundance of wisdom as well, like the more inclined spirits and stuff like that. Definitely like a high abundance of knowledge and wisdom. And yeah, like I said, just very, very original, like very light, very free, very optimistic and stuff like that as a generation and as individuals and stuff like that. And then moving to Uranus and Capricorn, this is going to be about like foundations. They're probably going to be pretty serious minded, about business, about creating a solid reality for themselves, creating structure in their reality and stuff like that as individuals, for themselves as an individual, kind of like maybe their first house energy is going to be real based upon building solid foundation for themselves as a like in personal issues and their personality, their confidence and stuff like that. Very ambitious, and like I said, very business minded and stuff like that, very experimental in business and stuff like that as well. And then Uranus and Aquarius, I feel like this, and it's exalted here. I mean, it's not exalted here, but I mean, it's at home here. Uranus and Aquarius. Aquarius is at home in Uranus. So I feel like these people are really gonna be like, real scientifical, like scientists, mad scientists, which I was talking about. Very networking beings and stuff, very network and like very inclined with networking and stuff like that. I feel like as well, they're going to be very progressive, you know, very progressive, innovative, bringing in new things, very left field like, very different. Like they make that important to be different, you know, like they see people going this way, they're definitely going to be the ones to go the other way all the time. But yeah, you know, here I feel like they're definitely going to be going with the flow, you know, as individuals. These people are very going to be like, you know, they're going to have a real good energy about themselves, very childlike and stuff like that, you know, kind of keeping things light as well. Definitely don't like to be too heavy. Uranus definitely doesn't like to be too heavy and stuff like that. So yeah. And then moving on to Uranus in Pisces. This is going to be like, you know, pretty much like the dreamers, right? You know, very spiritual, very creative, you know, basically like your magicians and stuff like that, you know, very, like I said, very spiritual beings, you know, people that definitely tap into spirituality as an individual, you know, or to grow as an individual. They tap into spirituality, which spirituality is individuality. So here I feel like this is a really good placement as well, you know, to definitely tap into yourself as an individual, or to grow as an individual, as to grow as a spirit as well. You know, some added things here. You know, I feel like starting with the Uranus and Scorpio, I feel like they're going to be about going deep to find new formulas. And then Uranus and Sagittarius, I feel like they're going to be expressing these formulas. And then Uranus and Capricorn, I feel like is going to be like creating the blueprints for the formulas that all the previous generations have obtained. So yeah, they're going to be creating the blueprints for these. And then I feel like Uranus and Aquarius is going to be like experimenting with the blueprints, you know, kind of being the experimental, kind of being that mad scientist like what I was talking about, you know, definitely going out there and experimenting with all of these blueprints that previous generations have left for us, you know. Previously the Capricorn generation, you know, which like I said, they're going to set up the blueprint, you know, from the Sagittarius and the Scorpio generation. And then Uranus and Pisces, I feel like we're gonna see that, you know. I feel like they're gonna be the magicians, you know, like they're actually literally, you know, like these people are literally gonna be like, we're gonna see their magic, you know, before our eyes and stuff like that. They're gonna put it on the forefront for us, you know. They're gonna bring that Pisces energy, that creative energy that they have, you know, and they're gonna make everybody very aware of this, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, moving on to Neptune. Neptune for me is going to like represent like the subconscious mind, like pretty much like your higher mind, I feel like. And as well, I feel like it kind of rules like your dreams and like how you heal and stuff like that. How you heal like your subconscious, how you heal deeply, maybe like even how you heal your soul and stuff like that. You know, I feel like Neptune can go pretty deep. So starting out with Neptune in Sagittarius, I feel like here this will expand Sagittarius's mutable fire to express intellectual and spiritual natures, to the ability to be super creative, wise, expand imagination and intuition. So I feel like, you know, Neptune in Sagittarius, I feel like that's a really good placement. Neptune in Capricorn, I feel like something bad here could be like you could expand self-doubt, unclarity, or on the good side it could be like inspiring to obtain higher goals on a more creative level, like very creative when it comes to creating higher goals and foundation in your life and stuff like that. Neptune in Aquarius, I feel like this is going to expand visions, innovations, hopes, maybe like your dreams and stuff like that. Destiny, stuff like that, instead of the word hope. Especially when it comes to like humanitarian pursuits, I feel like this is a beneficial placement, but just really good placement overall. I feel like a bad side here, it could expand like Aquarius's elusive natures and stuff like that, like escapism, and to kind of just be too light and too all over the place and stuff like that, like kind of not sticking to one thing, or kind of always moving on to the next thing too quickly, like not, you know, kind of grounding themselves and stuff like that. That could just be on a negative aspect there. And then Neptune in Pisces, it's at home here. One of the bad things here, I feel like it can be prone to illusions, unclarity, indecision, escapism. But on the good aspect, I feel like it could expand creativity. It could expand your higher mind, your subconscious, your mind's influence on goals, dreams. You know, I feel like you can be extra yin-like, you know. I feel like, you know, manifestation could come a lot easier here with this placement. And yeah, you know, like I said, I feel like that's a really good placement here as well. And then moving on to Pluto. Pluto for me is gonna like represent like transformation, or AKA death. You know, death is only transformation and stuff like that. You know, like metamorphosis, interchange, growth, power, obsession, shadow work, creative passion, deep and intense interest, and like dedication and motivation and stuff like that. That's kind of like what it represents for me. So we're gonna get started with Pluto in Libra. This is like gonna be the generations from 71 to 83. I feel like they really were about transforming law, marriage, music, arts. I feel like this generation definitely transformed like relationships with intense desires for justice, balance, and harmony. I feel like Pluto in Scorpio, which is 83 to 95. I feel like they really going to be about, which this is my generation as well. We're really going to be about transforming occultism, mysticism, alchemy, return, just like Return of the Witches and Wizards. You know, like that's really what this is going to represent. Pluto and Scorpio. You know, Return of the Witches and Wizards and stuff like that. You know, sexuality. You know, a lot of things to do with like psychology, possibly. Definitely a lot of things dealing with metaphysics, mystery, death and rebirth. Like I said, transformation. Scorpio is at home here, you know, so we're definitely gonna play this energy out on a more heavier aspect, you know, like we're definitely gonna be feeling this energy and push this out on a more larger scale and stuff like that. Like our energy will definitely be felt. Pluto and Scorpio is going to be a big generation in terms of like creating change in this world, transforming things that are going on and stuff like that. Like I said, we're really going to be the witches and wizards coming back in, you know, and I can already see that coming into play for sure. And then moving on to Sagittarius, Pluto and Sagittarius, which is going to be like 95 to 09, 2009. And then from 09 on is Pluto in Capricorn. Yeah, Pluto in Capricorn. So yeah, Pluto in Sagittarius though, this is going to be like transformation in religion, philosophy, broad world affairs, higher education. I feel like this generation is going to be very adventurous, free thinkers, open-minded, and very intensely interested in, like I said, world affairs, philosophy, maybe speaking their truth, you know, being like spoken, like they're very going to be like expressive and stuff like that, very creative, you know, with their expression and stuff like that. Like, so yeah, I feel like that kind of represents, you know, on a brief description level of, yeah, Pluto and Sagittarius. And then, yeah, you know, I kind of covered, like I said, it was just going to be a brief description, you know, I wasn't going to go too in depth with everything. You know, dealing with the planets and the elements and stuff like that. I'm definitely trying to make more videos going in depth with things and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm going to focus more so on, you know, each individual sign and stuff like that, you know, and the planets and each planet and stuff like that. And then even like individual houses and stuff as well. So, yeah. Everybody have a good day out there, you know. Today is Monday, aka Moon Day. So it's definitely a good day to, you know, kind of go deep within yourself, kind of set up your intentions for the week, you know, because Mars Day is Tuesday, you know, so definitely we're going to be like passionately and actively going about what we're trying to manifest and bring into our reality during this week, you know. So definitely Monday is a great day, you know, maybe for meditation, like I said, to set your intentions for what you want to see come forth into your reality. So yeah, this video is going to cut out.